million hailstorm hits an area, your focus should be on running your business, not on insurance claims. We have helped streamline the insurance process for hundreds of roofing contractors across the U.S., and we can do it for yours too. Visit us online at c3adjusters.com and learn how we can help you save time and get claims paid faster.
Good Monday, everyone. It's Lee Meteorologist John Choquette here with a daily 12 p.m. hail forecast. This one might actually dip a little more into a tornado forecast. Very dangerous situation setting up for today across a good chunk of Oklahoma and into parts of Texas. We're going to get right into it. We're not going to talk about anything other than today. So thanks to C3 Group and Merlin Law Group, as always, for being our sponsors. And I know C3 Group went out and chased with us a couple days ago, and it looks like we are in for a hell of a day. I'm still using the old camera, if you haven't noticed. Since Derek is out chasing today, we will live stream anything going on. We will not be chasing any hail because these storms are going to be a little too dangerous to core punch and not possibly get hit by a tornado. So it'll just be tornado chasing. And our website and our app are available. You need some help, you want to set up some training, give us a call. We can set it up. It probably won't happen today, but anytime afterwards, tomorrow onwards, we will get that training set up for you guys. So this is the forecast today. If you watched last night, not much changing from what we saw in my forecast yesterday. So a lot of stuff on here. So we'll just kind of go through it bit by bit. Anywhere here in the blue, any supercells that form in this blue area, much like how my skin looks right now on this camera, could see upwards of softball size hail. We could see some ridiculously big hail today with any supercells going on. I wouldn't be surprised though if they don't get reported too much because the tornado chances are also extremely high for some violent tornadoes today. Long track supercell tornadoes. So be very careful of that here. Odessa, anywhere, Amarillo, Lubbock, and Odessa. This is all along West Texas. 20 to 25% chance of seeing some big storms later on this afternoon. Anytime after, probably right after I finish this video, about 1 o'clock onwards through the evening. Any supercell you get hit there that can really get going, they're going to explosively develop and could see that extremely large hail. Now, Wichita Falls, 30%. Storms probably going to fire there in the next couple hours. And then I have 45% here in Oklahoma City. Things have trended in a direction I did not particularly want to see. A lot of supercells seem to be showing up on the models. And unfortunately, the downside of this is, yes, there could be some very large hail in Oklahoma City today, but that also will mean there's almost a near guarantee that if that's happening, there's probably going to be a big tornado as well. And we do not want to see a violent tornado anywhere near Oklahoma City, Moore, etc., or any major population center for that matter today. But it's looking more and more likely that we're going to be seeing pretty big hail in and around pretty much anywhere in here. Their chances are going to be pretty high. Multiple rounds, multiple supercells looking more possible. Tulsa, you're at 25%. I think you're just a little further away from where that core, most dangerous activity is going to occur. People watching in Dallas, I only have a 5% chance. I think Dallas, you're going to be watching kind of from afar as everything crazy is happening north of you, north of the Red River. Outside chance something could come over here. I have the hail sizes pretty low because I'm pretty confident there's not going to be a lot that happens. But if some rogue storm does form ahead, goes over towards Dallas, you could see very large hail as well. And then finally, I have a Wichita. I think you're going to be, any activity you get will be right with a warm front that's going to be moving your way. So you could see up to some maybe ping pong ball to maybe golf ball size hail with that. And then finally, we can see storms, Little Rock, up to 10%. For that as well. Southwest Missouri, I know I mentioned there, you could see storms with up to some golf ball size hail. Tornado threat, I think if you're in Arkansas, southern Missouri, southern Kansas, I think that tornado threat is pretty low, but that main tornado threat is going to pretty much go same with the blue that I have here. So I have a couple things I'm mentioning. This is partially going into, I'll just turn the chat off for a second so you can actually read it. Partially going into like just general warnings, a little more details. I'm going to post all this on Instagram and on Facebook after this video is done. I said, storms are moving real quick. So for those of you who live around here, normally a tornado warning comes out, you got some time to make a decision, maybe get away. These storms are moving 40 to 50 miles per hour. that is very fast for severe weather. So you're going to get a tornado warning, and then the storm's going to be on you way too quick. So you need to have your tornado precautions in place. Like, you have your go bag. Do you have your tornado shelter ready? Do you know where you're going to go when that tornado warning happens? So make sure that's all there. Make sure you're ready to go. I'm not saying there's going to be a tornado in Oklahoma City today or in Lawton or wherever you may be watching us from. Obviously, the chances of it hitting your house specifically is very low, even in these high-end events. However, you need to be prepared to act quickly. We all know what happened 6 years ago today, so you need to be very careful of that. Okay, violent long track tornadoes are looking likely with any strong discrete cells. This is some of the best ingredients in place for a severe weather event for tornadoes that I've ever seen. The parallels go to another very famous day for Oklahomans, May 3rd, 1999. I'll joke with some friends sometimes about it, but I try not to use that analog very often, but this is honestly the best possible analog is May 3rd, 1999, and that is a very dangerous day, so we need to be careful. Okay, core punching not advised. So if you're out trying to chase some hail today, let's not do that. And also, just another note that isn't hail or tornadoes, major flooding is looking more and more likely. There's going to be a ton of rain with this. Storms are probably going to train over themselves, and that is going to lead to 6, 7, 8 inches of rain. Oklahoma is pretty saturated. Oklahoma City doesn't exactly have the best drainage. So if you're in Oklahoma City, be very careful. Flooding is likely. Turn around, don't drown. I mean, we hear it all the time, but people try to drive through it anyway. And then finally, I have this one in red. Take any tornado precautions very seriously today. If you're in a tornado warning, please, just, we want to minimize. I don't want to see any people die today if there's big time tornadoes, okay? I don't want to try to fear monger or anything, but just please heed warnings today. I know in Oklahoma, we get this a lot. You tend to want to go outside. Please, just be careful. And also, just as another note, here in the office, we're centered in Edmond, Oklahoma. Everyone on staff is going to be going home shortly after this video is over, who is now a meteorologist. Safer to just be at home with their tornado precautions. I myself, I will be here. We'll live stream. I'll live stream storms going on up until, in the very worst case scenario, the bitter end. I will leave the office and get to safety. If, fingers crossed this does not happen, but if something crazy does go down, we will abandon ship and get out of the way. Again, if worst case scenario, you get big storms in Oklahoma City and there's tornadoes going on, our mapping will suspend for a short period of time until the worst threat passes, and then we'll resume what we are doing. Hopefully that will not have to happen, but it's just a precaution that we're to take, and just a little warning I want to say to everyone who is watching, may be concerned or may be confused if why the maps aren't updated. We will send an alert if, again, the worst case scenario happens and we have to jump ship, and we'll get back to mapping after that. We all have laptops and everything. Hailtrace can operate with or without an office, so don't worry, we'll be able to continue that. So, yes, Captain will go down with that ship. That's correct. So, we also have another risk today, surprisingly, in the Northeast. We do have the biggest risk, of course, is going to be here in the Southern Plains, but we do have a chance for maybe some golf ball size hail in Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, and parts of Maine. 10% chance, of course, areas like Portland, Albany, and 5% maybe for Boston, maybe 10% chance parts of my neck of the woods over by Hartford, and 2% leading all the way down to don't be like the musicians on the Titanic, down towards the Washington, D.C. area. So that is what we're looking at for the Northeast. And I don't have any other graphics, so I'm actually just going to kind of go over the models with you guys as things are happening here. Again, it's looking like a busy day, and we're doing a lot of stuff to try to coordinate with everyone here at the office because, safety is, of course, one of the most important things. So I didn't get a chance to look too much into the models, but this is what the HRRR, we show this all the time, the high resolution rapid refresh model updates every single hour, and this will give you an idea of what to expect. This is done the best with the morning storms that happened. A lot of the other models were a little too aggressive, and this one has been much more in line. We have clearing going on across the risk area right now. Oh, I don't have satellite on here. So we have a lot of clearing going on in here. We don't want to see that either. We do not want to see big time sunshine coming out because it's only going to increase. Man, it's already 80 degrees down by Altus. That's not good. Yeah, that's not good at all. So a lot of instability is building up here. We're at a hatched 45% chance for tornadoes. That has not been issued since April 14th, 2012. I don't think that's happened in Oklahoma City specifically in a very long time, much longer than that, maybe 2011, I want to say, May 24, 2011 maybe, and if not, it'd be well before that. So again, we could see a lot of dangerous activity happening sooner than later, just in the next couple of hours. So anyway, here's that model run, the most recent full model run we have here. You see all these, look at all these supercells that form. And this is going to be pretty early. This is like 3 o'clock. You see storm here, 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 here. All these storms have the potential to be dropping tornadoes and very, very large hail. And then we move things forward, and this is going to be at 5 o'clock. There's a storm just outside of Oklahoma City. And then 6 o'clock Oklahoma City. And this particular run shows multiple supercells hitting the Oklahoma City metro area. Again, potential with big time hail. And then after that, we have in the overnight hours a squall line that's going to move through as well. That could have very strong winds. That could have some hail in it as well. And that's what will probably end up hitting areas like Dallas and points south from there. Okay, howdy from Odessa, Texas. Yes, Odessa could see some big storms too. Odessa, Lubbock, Amarillo, these storms are going to form basically on top of you. They're going to explode. So just because the storm might form 20 miles, not even, maybe 15 miles to your west, they could be dropping softball-sized hail by the time they get to, they could be dropping a tornado by the time they get to you. This is not going to take, the parameter is in place. All the ingredients are there for large, long-track violent tornadoes right away. It's going to spin up and then boom, tornado, and then big-time hail right up there. Can pan up to Kansas City. I don't think areas to north like Kansas City, I don't think you're going to see too much today. You're probably just going to get a bunch of rain showing here. I wouldn't be surprised a couple storms in southeastern Colorado form as well, but the vast majority of this activity is going to be in Oklahoma and in Texas. Does this particular model run have anything in Dallas? No, does not. I think Dallas's chances are pretty low. Here's a new run. I haven't seen this one yet. Let's take a look at it here. Oh, Christ. Okay. Yeah, things aren't looking good, guys, for places like Oklahoma City. So again, this is the next run. Things are very consistently showing from about Oklahoma City, points west, along I-40, south of I-40, down to about maybe Abilene. That area is looking very dire for later on today. I-44 up towards St. Louis. St. Louis I don't think is going to be the case. All right, what's the outlook for Tulsa today? I already had rain. It's pretty cool out, yes. So Tulsa, Grove, everywhere in northeastern Oklahoma. Let me just bring up this. I'll show you the current conditions right now. Let's bring up the dew points. So we have a warm front. You can kind of tell where you see 70-degree dew point in Chickasha, and then you have closer to 70 degrees now approaching in Oklahoma City. Warm front's lifting north, and with that, a lot of moist, unstable air is going on. Yeah, I said moist. There you go. That's pulling up probably north of Oklahoma County now. And it's going to keep pushing up towards Tulsa as the day wears on. And when that gets a little closer, I think that's why your tornado threat might be a little lower, but storms will still form and move your general direction. So even if there is no if the warm front doesn't cross Tulsa, storms will cross over that. It'll kill the tornado threat, but the hail threat will still be there. So, okay. All right. So let's see any other comments coming in. What about Grove, Wyandotte? Okay, northeastern Oklahoma, you see storms right now. These will be no big deal. You'll probably have under severe hail, some heavy rain, some thunder and lightning. I think for everywhere around Miami, I think you guys are probably going to be okay. Not too much in the way of tornado activity. It may be much later in the evening, but I think the vast majority of that big time tornado activity, big time hail, if you're in Oklahoma specifically, is from probably about Stillwater, points south and west. That helps out. All right, we just got a warning now heading towards yeah, moving northeast 75 miles an hour first up to ping pong ball size hail. So maybe some, so this is going to be over by north of Claremore, heading towards the I-44 corridor. So otherwise, we're just kind of waiting on initiation here, guys. Storms will get going. I'll go live. I'll go live if anything happens in a big city, whether it's Odessa, Lubbock, Amarillo. Probably not Oklahoma City, to be honest. If there's a big hail happening in Oklahoma City, then we may be at risk for a tornado here, and I do not want to go down with the ship. So we'll probably not do too much in that way. We'll do live streaming as well. Of course, any sort of activity that Derek is chasing and he happens to have cell phone service, we can actually do that as well. So yeah, I do not have a basement to go to. So again, this is the most recent model run. This one just came out, still very consistent. That one's showing Oklahoma City over by Lawton. Just the amount, the concentration of supercells is definitely my concern. That's a lot of discrete supercell activity. So could be a big time day. So we'll have to, again, we'll be staying safe here. Again, everyone at the office will be going home. I'll be here, and then, but I also can abandon ship. I can get away from the tornado if, God forbid, something happens in Edmond, but we should be good. So, all right. Any other questions anybody else has? Or, I mean, it kind of sums it up today. Tomorrow things push east. I think it might be a squall line. I don't think there will be a whole lot of hail tomorrow. I honestly haven't looked too beyond just today. Today is definitely the big focus right now. There will be more severe weather risks this week as well. I think things reload by Wednesday. So this is not the only story. Again, we are in peak season, so this is going to pass by, and then we're going to have to go right at it again. So yeah, what about Tuesday? It's going to be further east. I think the hail threat might be more minimal, but don't quote me on that exactly. I did not look too deeply into tomorrow. I'm not going to lie. Okay. Yes, I'm looking a little blue. We're using an old camera. The good camera is currently in the truck for storm chasing, so this is a junky camera. Any live streaming I might do later, it's very possible I could do it from my laptop. Well, no, I can't. Never mind. I'll have to do it here. So, all right, guys. All right, yes, everyone getting their fun comments in. I'm gonna wrap this up now. We don't have too much. I don't have too much else to say. Just follow us here on Facebook. Hit see first, so you will get any updates that we have. We will, on top of sending a push notification, if again, God forbid, we have to stop mapping, we will probably say something on Facebook as well. Again, I'm really hoping that we don't have to do that, and everything will just go by without a hitch. This is one of the few days I don't want Oklahoma City to get hit with big hail, because that could have horrible implications otherwise. So we will go. So timeline. I think it's on the map. It's anywhere between 1 p.m. and about midnight for anywhere in that risk area today. So, and again, I'm going to have that post. Let me roll. I'll just roll it back for you guys so you can see it pretty well. I'll have this posted on Instagram and on Facebook as individual posts after I finish this video. So, I think I have it on there in between 1 p.m. and 12 a.m. That's the overall. For everywhere in Texas Panhandle, probably starting anywhere after about 1, 2 through 6, 7. Oklahoma City's highest chances of risks anywhere between about 3 p.m. and maybe 9 or 10 p.m. And then another line of storms will come later, but that tornado threat won't be as high. And everywhere in between, just kind of about the same. Tulsa might be slightly later. Instead of like 3 or 4, it could be like 6 or 7 through about midnight. So that is kind of the 3 areas we're looking at here, and we'll be updating every time we can. I'll try to do any live coverage if any big storms are ongoing in city areas, and I will probably do talk about tornadoes as well if things are really going crazy today. So, and then again, these posts will be on our Facebook page just as individual posts. You don't have to watch the whole video if you don't want. It'll be on our Instagram as well. And go ahead and you guys can follow us, hit see first. We'll be doing updates, any live coverage, all that great stuff. Give us a call at 855-334-4245 for any comments, questions, or concerns you may have. May not be answering the phones a whole lot a little bit later, but you can email us at info@hailtrace.com, visit us at hailtrace.com, and follow our Instagram at hailtrace. We'll be posting updates with the storm chasing on there as well. Stay safe, everyone who's happened to be watching us who live in the areas at risk today. I really urge everyone to take any tornado warnings that come in seriously today. This is a pretty high-end event potential. So I just, need to feel my duty to try to get that message out to you guys as much as possible. I don't want to see anything horrible happen. So hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll probably be back with some coverage later or in some form or variety. And we'll see you again tomorrow at 12 p.m. Have a great Monday, everyone. Stay safe.